This is Patrick Roth, Senior Support Technician for E1 Business Solutions. This is a bit of a throwback because it's SmartConnect 2018, and so it doesn't really apply as much to 21. But it's interesting that I ran across this twice in the last few weeks, and I hadn't seen it in the previous 10, 11 years. So it is kind of unusual things that crop up after a while. So the problem, as described, was the user can't see data sources in SmartConnect maps. So the user has the ability to pull up and edit a map, otherwise you wouldn't know that you couldn't see the data source. And so, but yet they don't see them to select. Or in my case, SmartConnect will throw an error. So if we look here, I'm logged in as E1 Demo Patrick to this, and I have access to 3 maps. And so if we just pull up, say, let's just pull up this one. That was too easy, it tells you. But I pull up this one, it throws an unhandled exception. And so let's just start making a new map and let's repro the problem that they talked about. So in this case, I'm going to create a new map. Name don't matter, description don't matter. We're going to use a bulk data load. And this is what they're saying. They say when I click the data source, I need to be able to pick ODBC, text file, Excel file, whatever. And instead, they don't have those options. The users noted that all the other users have values in this when they try to create a new map, but this person does not. It's interesting to note that multi-data source does show, and we'll see why that is in a moment. So this is a problem. They can't run them. They can run the maps if I would just close this, and if I would just run this map, that'll be fine. I just can't edit the map, and I can't obviously create a new map because I can't see any data sources except for multi-data sources, and multi-data sources are just made up of the original sources. So if I flip my Smart Connects here, so here we can see I'm logged in as an admin, E1 Demo E1, and so this is the admin user and admin user for this. And if I go into security, we can see my user E1 Demo Patrick, and he's not an admin. We need that. He has access to just a few maps. There was one, a couple, and I have permissions to edit, and I can do all the things with my maps. But the key here, noticing that the problem was connectors, and we did see an advanced tip about the user. And if we look, this user doesn't have access to any of the connectors, so meaning I can't choose those. So if we wanted to test this out, for example, we could just pick a few different ones and then see it, but let's just select them all and save it. Now I suspect I have to log out and back in if I pop back over to my other install. My guess is this will not work because it'll have read the permissions and they're all cached, but we can see what happens. Let's do a create and again, bulk data load and again. So if we exit out, I use the run as different users, so I could log in as Patrick without having to actually log into Windows as Patrick. If we want to see that while that's running, we can see that we have 2 externals, one's E1 and one's Patrick. So we'll let SmartConnect finish logging in here, and we'll double check that our problem's solved. So let's try to repro the problem. Let's make a new map. Again, map data sources, and boom, we have all the sources once again. So in this case, it was just permissions to the connector, not necessarily permissions to the map, not permissions to edit, or the map is just the connectors themselves. So that's kind of odd. Don't see that. And so since things always come in threes, I still have one more to go. So this solved the problem, and this user again able to create their maps as expected.